for the opportunity to come and be with you again here in Benton Harbor. You know, sometimes us old folks feel that we don't have anything to contribute because we're getting lame in the legs and we don't back hurting and all that sort of thing. But we can do one thing, that we can pass on to the next generation the knowledge that we accumulated in the streets and the struggles that we've gone through. And that's what I want to do for just a few minutes today. Just try to pass on some understanding in hopes that the next generation doesn't make the same mistakes that we made. That's the hope of every parent, the hope of every older person, that they be able to pass this sort of a thing on. I've been in this struggle since the middle 1930s. It's a long time. I'm 83 now, and I have no intention of laying down my sword and shield till this war is won.
That's right.
But I've been in it a long time, and I've learned some painful lessons in this last period of time. The first of these lessons is a simple one. The lesson is this, that people are most easily conquered when they don't realize they're at war. Now, if I can give you an example of that, the Europeans came to the Americas. They came with the intention of waging war. But the Indians did not understand they were at war, so they met them with open arms. They cured them, they fed them, they set them back on their feet. And when the Europeans were ready, had regained their strength, they slaughtered them. And they were able to do so because the Indians did not understand they were at war. Do you think the Europeans enslaved the Africans? Not at all. The Africans first enslaved the Africans and sold them to the Europeans. And because those Africans didn't realize they were at war, and they didn't realize it until after they had sold their own countrymen, the chains were clamped on their legs, then they understood that they were at war, but it was too late. We're at war. Not all the poor people in Benton Harbor are going to trial next week, but they are all going to war. And we think we have to get that understanding over. That war is raging in New Orleans. Where they've been told over and over again, been given what, $90 billion that disappeared like smoke. They're at war. All along the Gulf Coast, they're at war. They're at war in this whole Rust Belt, where there's hundreds in Benton Harbor, but it will not be the last. Finally, in summation, I want to say what every old person says. Don't dishonor your forebears.
That's right. Yeah.
Think about the suffering and death and turmoil that they went through to secure for you the little rights that you do have.
Right.
They fought and suffered to attain freedom, justice, a home, education, and health care that you today should consider are the rights of every human being.
That's right.
And these are the rights that you're going to have to defend. When you defend Reverend Pinkney, what are you defending? Some guy that's just a nice guy? No, you're defending justice. You're defending freedom. You're defending rights. And when you see that and understand that, I think we'll understand then that in this war, that war that's been brought to Benton Harbor, the first battle is the defense of Reverend Pinkney. And I would say this just in conclusion. Be on guard and be ready to march. Because there are still many kinds of slavery. And the worst kinds of slavery is the enslavement of one's mind. Those 6 fools that the Reverend indicated at the beginning of his speech, they are slaves. The worst slavery in the world is the enslavement of a mind.
Yes.
And they are slaves. So we still are in battle against slavery. When you go out there this afternoon to that courthouse to make that march like men of war, like Joshua's men of war that they spoke about. And in your heart, you sing that song. Before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave. I'll go home to